Yo guys, Zakaragi here for a performance review for the Nike Jaw 2, or as I like to call them, the Nike Jaw 1.5. You'll find out later on in the video. But before I get into things, I need you guys to drop a like and a comment. It goes a very long way to helping out the channel, so go ahead, drop a like and comment. I'd really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. And starting with traction, this was easily the best performance feature of the shoes. These guys grip the floor so damn well. Didn't matter if you're on a clean or dirty court, you're getting consistent, reliable traction on all types of movements, which is awesome. Now, when it comes to those dustier courts, I hardly remember wiping the dust off of the soles when I was playing in these, and I feel like this was slightly better on those dustier courts compared to the Nike Jaw 1, so a bit of an upgrade there. So when it comes to the outdoor court performance, they still grip the floor really well, and then the durability of the outsole is actually a lot better than I thought it would be, because this pattern is a bit on the softer side, but surprisingly, I'm not noticing any really bad wear and tear, so that's good right there. So would I recommend these for outdoors? Yes and no. Like, if this is your only option, then I'd probably recommend getting the EP version if you can, but I'd probably also recommend you guys just getting those outdoor specific basketball shoes because you're getting more bang for your buck with those compared to these guys. Now, moving along to the cushion setup, and I am a little disappointed because it's literally the exact same setup as the Nike Jaw 1. No change whatsoever, pretty much feels the same too. So Nike, you guys gotta do better, because what is this? You should have upgraded this. Like, the Sabrina 2s were a bit of an upgrade from the Sabrina 1. Why couldn't you have upgraded these guys as well? But anyways, based off of my experience with these on court, to me, these feel like a slightly more elevated budget model cushion setup, which isn't a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. It just barely gets the job done. The overall comfort, it's decent. This midsole does start off stiff, but once you play in them more and more, it does soften up, making it feel better as a result. But this shoe mainly focuses on being low to the ground. You get great court feel with these, with some slight bounciness in the forefoot right here thanks to that rectangular zoom unit that does span across the width of the shoe like that, because some reason that's what Ja likes in his shoes. But when it comes to the impact protection on these, definitely could be an area of improvement. It's not the greatest in my opinion, so this shoe definitely caters towards players that like to be light on their feet and don't really care for much cushion. But if you need more cushion in your shoes, I really wouldn't recommend the Jaw 2. Alright, so let's get into the materials now, and your experience with this aspect of the shoe will vary depending on the colorway that you get, because different colorways come with different sets of materials, which is nice because you can find the set of materials that fits your preferences the best. But just based off of all the colorways that I've seen in person, and with this one here as well, all the materials in my opinion feel very cheap, making every single colorway feel like a budget model on foot. On the bright side of things though, these don't need any break-in time whatsoever. They're good to go right out the box. I did enjoy the TPU screen mesh on this pair right here. Although it is cheap feeling, it does have some benefits, being that it is a little bit more of a rigid material, because it does help with the overall containment of the shoe, especially on the lateral aspect of things. And then it does have some pretty good durability also for toe drags, for example. However, I do wish this was more padded on the interior part of the shoe, just to make the overall comfort much better. Okay, so diving into the lockdown and support of the shoes, and it's definitely an aspect that this shoe could improve upon for the next model. So the supportive features that this shoe has includes this very sturdy heel counter back here. We do have this nice outrigger on the side of the shoe, and there is a small TPU midfoot shank plate right in the middle of the shoe right there. Now, this is literally the exact same setup as the Jaw 1, with the exception of the added outrigger that the Jaw 2 has here. Now, this makes these a little bit more stable than the Jaw 1, but the overall stability that the Jaw 2 offers, it's good, it gets the job done, it should cater towards most players. So with the midfoot shank plate in these shoes, although on the smaller side of things, it still gives you that diving board effect that shank plates normally do. So when you load this shoe with some force, it returns that energy very well, adding to the overall springiness and bounce of the shoes that you get from the cushion setup. So being that this shank plate is smaller, you do lack in the torsional support and rigidity of the shoes, because you can twist these a little bit more than you can with other shoes with firmer and bigger shank plates. So it does kind of suck, because you can potentially hurt yourself a little bit more if your foot twists in those weird ways. But honestly, one way you could potentially circumvent this problem is by adding in a move insole, because those have built-in shank plates. It should help a little bit, but shouldn't fix the problem entirely. And then when it comes to the containment for these shoes, I felt like I needed to lace these up a lot tighter than I normally do just to get that secure feeling that I prefer, but honestly, it's not a big problem. Once they were laced up, they were good to go. I didn't experience any heel slippage issues. This heel counter back here did a good job of keeping my heel locked into place while supporting it. And then when it comes to the lateral containment, like I mentioned before, the materials definitely help with that, along with the midsole, because you do sit within this midsole, which acts as a wall for your foot, so you're good to go if you're shuffling side to side or making those quick stops and whatnot. Now, if you're someone that needs a lot of support from your shoes, I really wouldn't recommend the Jaw 2. There's definitely a lot of other options out there that are way more supportive, but these still get the job done. So when it comes to the fit for the Jaw 2, it's definitely improved from the Jaw 1 because it's more accommodating and it's not nearly as suffocating as the Jaw 1, but do keep in mind these still run fairly snug and narrow, so if you're a wide footer, I'd recommend going a half size up. Like me personally, my foot's not even that wide, but I still opted to go a half size up just because of how snug and narrow these run. Lengthwise, they're still fine, so this is definitely a shoe you should try on in store first if you ever get the chance to. But overall, guys, they really shouldn't call these the Jaw 2. These realistically are the Jaw 1.5 because really nothing has changed from the Jaw 1 except for the shape and form of the shoe. Yes, there are some minor upgrades here and there, but essentially it's just the Jaw 1 reiterated in a different form. Now, like the Jaw 1, these are pretty much an elevated budget model, so I'm really hoping that Nike improves this line a lot for the Nike Jaw 3. Only time will tell, so we'll see. But comment down below and let me know what you think about the shoes, and if you've played in them, share your experience with everyone in the comments down below. We're at that point in the video now. It's time for hashtag Zacharagi, what you rockin', and for today, I got the Nike Kobe 1 Protro. To me, this is the only true Protro that Nike has ever put out. But that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you all for watching. I'm signing out. Peace.